How do you feel about Fuller and Roby being suspended, and how will you make up in the passing game for the loss of Will?
Yeah, it was just a situation that those two guys, they stuck up to what I guess went down with that. That's kind of out of my area, and I just found out just like everyone else found out. But yeah, we're gonna miss those guys, and those guys gonna be back and ready to go whenever that time is that season. But yeah, that's a tough situation. And for the passing game, we're just gonna continue to do what we do. The next man gotta step up. So if it's a couple guys coming from the practice squad or a couple guys that is getting more reps and and practicing for this upcoming game, just the mentality and the standard is going to stay the same. So, for me, just find an open guy and just keep pushing.
Would you like to get QT more involved, especially since he's contributed a little lately?
Of course, it depends on how the game plan is and how Indy is going to play us. He knows his role. Like I said, even earlier this year, there's not a one guy that I'm just trying to target. It's all the guys. So I'm just being that quarterback and that surgeon back there, just finding what the defense is trying to give and just taking that and just kind of keep the chains moving.
Aaron Wilson.
Hey, Deshaun. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good, thank you. Deshaun, Brandon Cooks, what do you think of what he's done this season? And like you said, you'll target everybody, but Brandon will be heavily involved. What do you think of Brandon, his performance, and what going forward without Will? What do you expect from him?
Brandon's gonna be the same guy. We don't want him to go change and try to do too much. Just be the same guy and just control what he can control. He's gonna do what he do, and as long as he's healthy, he's out there on the field, he's gonna produce, and he's gonna make the strong catches and those balls and be able to make big time plays for us. So he's gonna have a big role and opportunity to lead those guys in that room and keep this offense going as what we tend to see it as going north and getting better each and every week. So that's all we ask for him, and he's going to continue to do his job.
Two other things. What do you think of the Colts defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, some of his schemes? They've talked a lot about him. Obviously, this past game, they gave up some points when they were missing some guys. But just overall, what do you think of him as a coach and his strategies? And if you could tell us what your cause is and a little bit about your cleats. Thanks.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He got those guys playing very, very disciplined, fast, very physical football. Don't make a lot of mistakes, get teams to create turnovers. He's doing a heck of a job for that team. And the guys are, you can tell that they're, buying into his program and his system and what he's preaching up there. So, that's a team we got to make sure we on our P's and Q's each and every play. And then, of course, for my cause, my cleats, I teamed up with Saladin, King Saladin from Philly. That's my brother right there with my Nike cleats. So I appreciate Nike. But Saladin and me and him and my foundation, the Deshaun Watson Foundation, just collab together, and we wanted to do something for the kids. We wanted to do something for the community, inspire young, bright kids that have a bright future, and give them passionate and confidence to be able to fulfill their dreams and whatever they want to accomplish. And so that's what we want to do, and kind of do like a creative design with that one. And I just let him do freestyle, from the conversations and the time that we kicked it together. I was just like, bro, don't try to force it. I don't have a certain idea. I just want you to, whatever the energy you get from us, do that. And you see the different colors and the different things like that. Just so many different colors, so many different vibes that we get, from hanging out at the games and sitting there at dinners and, from kids that we met. So it was cool. So.
DP?
Deshaun, after your performance on Thanksgiving, you had a lot of Lions fans donating to your foundation as well. What was your reaction to that? And also, you gave back to Detroit as well. You did a little something for the fan, for some of the hungry people, right?
Yeah, it was my business manager sent that to me, and it was just like, that's crazy. So I appreciate you guys up in Detroit, the Lion fans. And of course I wanted to kind of use that and, not put it in my account, turn it around and give it back to the Detroit community. And that's what I want to do. So of course we teaming up with my franchise with Sam and Lefties and giving back to the communities, food and different things. Of course, using that money to give back to different families that need, especially during this pandemic and tough times like that, give back, different things for the house and stuff. So appreciate Detroit fans, but, I want to give back and support, you guys also.
And also a football question. You have the longest active streak right now of pass attempts without an interception. What are your thoughts on?
Don't jinx me now.
I know I don't want to jinx it, so I'm gonna knock on some wood, but
Right.
what do you think, what do you attribute that to? Just being able, you've been throwing more passes than ever before, but just not throwing an interception. Has it been the chemistry with the receivers? Is it something on your end? What do you think has gone into that?
I think it's just everything. The chemistry with the receivers, the chemistry between me and Tim Kelly, the conversations I have with A.J. McCarron, T.J. Yates, Josh McCown, my QB coach, Quincy Avery. I mean, all of us all on the same page of what we want to do for the system, what we need to do to be successful as an offense. And for me to just understand, how to become a pure elite quarterback and do the right things and be very, very efficient and sharp. And, not try to make the big plays, just kind of let that naturally happen. So that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing on that, really doing my film study and really studying hard and the game plan of what we wanted to do to attack that defense and all that stuff just kind of been putting together. So I appreciate everyone that's been supporting me and helping me out with that too.
Just a few more. Mark Berman.
Deshaun, I know that what happened with Will is not in your deal. It's not. I understand all of that, but is it easier said than done to move on when you lose a guy like that? At this point, y'all were building some momentum. Y'all played really well. Is it hard to move on from that?
No, we don't have no choice but to move on. Man, all the stuff we done dealt with, through this organization over the years, I mean, you just gotta keep pushing and keep moving forward. Will knows that we all love him and he always do the right thing, and that one slip up just got popped, but and we always gonna have his back. Will's my brother. The whole organization knows that too. And, make sure that we get him back for next year, especially in this organization. But that's a whole nother story and topic. But yeah, we got to move on. We got a quick 5 weeks that's going to hit us this month. And, it's a big game. So we got to make sure that we're focused and locked on those opponents.
And since you touched on it, how important is it to you if they can make it work to get him back here next year?
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, that's very important. So definitely one guy that I'm going to be working on this last month and off season for sure.
Last question for Aaron Reese.
Hey, Deshaun, kind of along the lines of the interception question earlier, you're also taking sacks the lowest rate of your career. I know some of that probably has to do with your line, but is there anything you feel like you're doing this year to avoid those negative plays more than you have in past seasons?
Nah, that's just the O-line. Those guys playing a hell of a year. They're having a hell of a season. So I give all that to the O-line and the chemistry and the communication and the film study they've been doing and keeping me upright and everything. So all those boys up there, man, they deserve a big Christmas present from me. So, yeah, keep going. They could get something nice.
Great. Thanks so much, Deshaun. Thanks, everyone. That's it for today.